gonna go live just for like a little bit. Oh my gosh, dude, why does it keep doing that? Fuck you, dude. Okay, let's see here. Feeling good. Let me get into the charts. Where are my charts at? I have so many windows open. Okay, there it is. Let me share my screen here. Bing. Let's make it bigger. Okay, let's talk about this trade first. British pound versus Australian dollar. It's a good one. Why did I enter today? I entered today because the daily close yesterday. This is a trade we made like 3 weeks ago. It closed last week. And I got in here and when it retraced a bit, let me see. So the last trade I made a couple weeks ago, that was when I posted. I basically, let me move this. I got in somewhere around here, and then this stopped me out. Or it was like this one, but this orange line was where my stop loss was. And so it stopped me out, but my stop loss was initially here, but I moved it into profit heavy. So we got stopped out in profit, re-entered now because of a strong daily retest of the moving average. So it looks good. I think it's still a good trade to enter. Maybe wait if you guys are watching charts, maybe like wait for a re-entry on the 1 hour. Yeah, so 4 hour also looked good. We came up. I initially was waiting. I was eyeing this actually yesterday, earlier in the day, and that was like in this area. But as you can see, we had resistance right here, broke above, and then we were seeing that as support. So when I woke up today, I saw that we had broken it, even though we tested the bottom band and we had some strong wicks here. I still, just because we broke that level, I felt good about it. But the main chart, the main reason why I got in is the weekly. So quite simply, we had a pattern that repeated twice, came down, bounced up, and then this candle right here, where we broke down in one candle, the body overtook all the bodies of these 3 upward candles. Okay, and then when we bounced, notice how we got this. I wouldn't call it an inverted hammer because the body's so big, but notice how the wick, we basically were testing the top, the beginning of that bearish candle. So we tested it once, tested it twice, tested it 3 times, and we weren't able to overtake. And so then this one being bearish, or this last candle, since it closed below the previous, beautiful sign that we would move down. So that's why we got in that short a couple weeks ago. But now notice, see this candle right here, where we tested the beginning of that bearish candle. We had that exact same candle happen for last week's close. So I closed on Sunday night. So I was eyeing that. Now I saw that, could have entered right then and there. However, I was just kind of waiting for that signal on the daily, because I didn't mean to go back to the 4 hour, because this candle here on the weekly, this is what it looks like. But on the daily, we had still kind of had that bounce, and then this had closed. So this upward and this downward, basically, this is the wick of the weekly candle. Whereas on the daily, it's showing us 2 candlesticks. So yeah, I was kind of waiting, but after yesterday's daily close, we got another rejection off of that moving average. It felt really good to me. So I wasn't like paying attention to it last night, or I would have entered last night just on that daily close. So anyway, if you guys I know I did post about it in my analysis, like whenever I think I posted that Monday. We were watching it, so I talked about it there. So if you guys weren't watching that and you weren't able to enter yet, we just now broke a support level. We see the support from the 8th of June. We can see also it was resistance back here on the 3rd of June. And then we can see right here on the 1st of June, it was support as well. So now that we've broken it, it could be good to just kind of wait for that retest. If you're really wanting to focus on charts the next little while, wait for a little bit of a bounce and retest on the 15-minute, get in. But yeah, hour or 4 hour. My target, so let's look at my target and why. Well, first, stop loss, of course, it's most important. So remember, I was just saying that based off the weekly here, we retested the top of that bearish candle with that, yesterday, last week's weekly close. So my stop loss is above that wick. Technically, it's like if we go above that bearish candle, then we're out. But of course, remember, we always give it space. So I moved it even higher, just a bit above the both candles, the wick and the other candle. On the daily, the stop loss is basically above this candle that bounced and the rejection off the moving average, the little space. Now, I would say it probably would be safe to be able to move the stop loss down here above yesterday's daily candle. But I'm just gonna wait. I'm not like in a rush because this trade could easily, and I'm mostly trading off the weekly. This trade could easily go for like a couple weeks. We'll see. I'm up decently right now, but we can wait. So target, come back. My target is this red line here, 1.67, and it's not the most solid target, meaning the actual, like, if we're really being logical, a better target would be even lower than that. But I'm gonna be super conservative here on this because it still is a good move. We're still talking. Let's measure it. How many pips would that be? Like 500 pips or more, something like that. Maybe even more than that. Oh yeah, way more than that. We're probably talking like 800 pips. Let me actually really measure it. Bing. Okay, 668 pips around there. Okay, why that target? So simply looking back, a couple of reasons. So I got the weekly chart here. You see I have this green line. That was the last bottom. We already tested that, not just once, but twice. So a couple things. One, when we tested it here and we bounced up, the fact that the next time we tested it, the candle where it tested overtook it, the body closed below all the bodies of this bullish movement. So that to me means that the people selling have more power, have more strength than the people buying. And then not only that, but we just overtook that low. We made a whole new low and we haven't gotten any type of wick. So to me, because if we look at last time, we were at that green line, I mean, we tested it, we went up really strong, tested it, went really strong, tested it, went really strong. But this time we've tested it twice in the last like month and we haven't gone up nearly as strong. So that means that support level is not as strong as it once was. So I'm going to simply, plan for it to go to the next potential support level. And the first sign I see of the next support level is right here. So we can see that we tested this area as support and went up, resistance right here, support right here, technically a little bit resistance here, but when we broke through, resistance here, support here. Now it's not, once again, it's not like the strongest support line, I would say. Like if we're gonna go for like, okay, what's the actual best place that it could bounce? Really, it would be that next low where I have this orange line here. But let me put my phone in so it's not dying. Phone dies, then we lose the music. Can't lose the music. If we lose the music, then charts don't even mean anything. Just kidding. This music helps me flow though. So that would be logical, but I'm going to be more conservative and I'm just going to plan for this red line. But, as I do, I never plan for the exact, I give it some space. So we're up a little above. So my take profit is like that 168, 1679 level. and I'll be patient. I'll wait for it. So that's what I see there. Let's roll through some charts here. Oh, nice. We're getting a retrace on oil. This is great. I've been waiting to re-enter or enter another position. So US oil here, we rejected off this top band on the weekly chart. So beautiful. If you're in a long, could be a good idea to just, maybe close it temporarily. I think that we will still hit my target of about 145, 150. But this target, like if we're being honest, it could go through September. So yeah, looks good. I would definitely trade this off the high time frame. And we'll just wait for a re-entry. We've kind of been moving up on the weekly here. We made a new high based off of the candle bodies. Obviously, the wick on the weekly is higher, but candle bodies are more important. So the fact that we've closed above the candle bodies here on the weekly tells me that we have more upside potentially to see. So it looks like we just need to retrace, get some balance, and then move higher. So to me, if that's happening with oil, then I would expect that probably the S&P 500, like the US economy basically, we've been heading down strong. We're at the support level I've drawn. So we'll probably bounce a little bit. So I think if the economy is if it steadies out for a little while, oil will also kind of steady out, stop going up for now. Long term, this is an amazing opportunity that we're in on the charts. So I'm just watching. Wow, Sabre is a third of a. Oh my gosh, Sabre has 0.003 cents. I didn't think that it could go this low. I just saw that. So I didn't ever think it would go on to 3 cents, but here we are. I have just so you guys know, for those if you bought Sabre, for those that are watching currently live, and what's up guys, by the way? Hi Tiffany, hi Hannah, hi Nick. Good to see you guys. I have Sabre buys still that I've held from like 40 cents. So down bad on those ones, but that's okay. My vision on this is 5 years, 10 years, like at least 3. But I also have Sabre buys that are at half of a penny. I just bought some a couple days ago. Probably a good time to wait on buying anything else. Definitely. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, let me go back to oil though. Oil, what I would expect is for us to flatten out and just kind of retest somewhere. I have this cool little box here. Let me move my trade. This box right here, this yellow box, I could see that we come and retest maybe the bottom band. So I don't know if we'll go all the way down to 107, but strong support at like 111. So let's see. Let's see what happens. We're basically touching that moving average, and based off the daily, every time we've touched it, we have moved up a little bit. But notice also that we've been moving up very slowly. So we haven't had a strong impulse like we did in February, right here. So to me, that means that this slow up movement is going to lead to a strong impulse pretty soon. So we'll kind of level out a little bit. You see right here, it's the same idea. We kind of went up slowly, and then right here, we just went sideways for a little bit, and then bing, we shot up. So that's kind of what I'm expecting as well. Strong impulse, and then we sell, and it'll retrace. I wish that I was watching oil in 2020. My gosh, we could have got it in the negative. It went below 0. For some places. Yeah, right here, negative 40 cents. Oh my gosh, dude. Can you imagine if you could have bought oil at 27 cents? That's so crazy. I wish I was paying attention. I was just too focused on Forex at that time, but that's okay. So much opportunity always, but 27 cents up to $117 in how long is that? It's been what, a year and a half now? 2 years, 2 years. Good stuff. So, okay, cool. Let's look at gold. Actually, I'm just kind of checking all the major stuff. Gold's shown some bearish action over the last couple of days. We had a bounce here and then rejection off of this little support slash resistance line. Overall, based off the economy, gold should go up. Definitely should, but will it? I don't know. Eventually, I think gold will hit like 3K, but I think a lot of people are also realizing that, yeah, I don't know. I want to say a lot of people realizing that gold just isn't feasible and they'd go to crypto. But I mean, look at Bitcoin. Like people are getting out of Bitcoin. They're not going to it right now. So that's okay. Yeah, so I do think there's a lot of older people that still see gold as a store of value. So to me, I would appreciate if it went up. It would make sense, but you know, not a lot of times things don't make sense. Um, just pattern recognition. What do I see here? So for a few things, I'm on the weekly chart, and I see that we had this strong impulse here, went up strong. And as we've come down, notice how so far we tested the beginning of that strong upward movement right here. See the wicks? We have this support level here where we bounced up pretty strong. Now we didn't continue how we would like. We've rejected off of both the moving average. In this area where I have a resistance level, we can see that that was resistance here, kind of sort of resistance here, support right here. And then we got close to it right now and we've moved down. So we'll wait on a weekly chart. I wouldn't sell gold personally. Unless you're like getting into more of a scalp, you know, like short-term trade. I don't think it would be worth selling, because as long as we are supported, as long as we respect that upward movement, we don't close below it, then to me, it's a lot better risk to reward to actually get into a buy. So even though we had this strong, yesterday's daily candle, or well, 2 days ago, that strong downward movement, I still would say just to wait. Gold is not as volatile as Bitcoin, but it's closer to Bitcoin. For me, volatility, it goes Forex, all the currency pairs are the least volatile. And then you get commodities like oil a bit, definitely gold. Gold is more volatile than oil and silver. And then, Bitcoin, crypto, probably most volatile, meaning the most movement. So yeah. So just to repeat, hey, Ricardo, good to see you on as well. Just to repeat, for those of you that jumped on a little later, I am in a British pound Australian dollar sell. I'm just kind of writing it out. It would be good to just watch on the 15-minute or the 1 hour to see there. I was posting about this trade on Monday. I also posted about it last week that I was looking to find a reentry. And so I don't know if you guys are watching it, but anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna, as I do, scan charts starting on the daily. British pound versus Japanese yen. I have this green trend line, if you will. Was resistance, kept hitting it and moving down, and then we seem to be above it. And notice how we broke down below it. So this means to me that it's not as strong as a support level as I would have liked it to be in the bullish argument. But notice how we're approaching it and the price is slowing down here on the daily. So daily, we hit that rejection on that resistance level. But one thing to notice is even though we rejected the same area, the candle bodies closed above the candle bodies over here, and the wicks went a little higher. So to me, we did make a higher high. So to me, what that means is if we make it back up to this area, then we would most likely break through. If we don't break through the next time, like it's going to be a lot. It's weaker. Every time it's like chopping a tree down, the more you hit it, the weaker it gets. Eventually it's going to fall down. So I see the same there. Also we came up above that little green trend line that I had drawn, tested it as support, went up, tested as support, went up, and then we broke it. So same thing can be said there. The fact that we have already broken through and went down, that means that there's a chance we could go lower. And the Japanese yen could really use some relief, but like it's just not happening so far. We'll see. I actually almost opened a short here on USD JPY, but I ended up I decided to wait. I'm glad I did wait because like my stop loss would have been right there, right above that pink line, and I definitely would have gotten stopped out. To me, it's just like we're in dire need of some kind of retest. It's just been too much, so much bullish action. What does that mean? That means that Japan doesn't give a shit about their own currency, basically. They're just printing, printing, printing. So I'm gonna pull a Ricardo move here, search up the Japanese yen. What do you call it? The currency index. And yeah, just no bottom in sight. This is the most inflated it seems that it's ever been since they've measured it. So we had that strong support at this area, and we've definitely busted through. Let's see what the dollar looks like. The dollar currency index. Wow, the dollar's strong, making new highs. Is this new all-time high for the dollar? Okay, no, not a new all-time high. This is great. The reason it's great is because everyone's screaming inflation, inflation, the dollar, inflation. And yeah, the dollar's inflating, but if this currency index is moving up, then that means that everyone else is inflating their money too. And so in comparison, yeah, overall, if we have our money in dollars, like we're going to lose a little value, not just dollars, but wherever we're at in the world, dollars or pesos or whatever. To me, I think everyone's equally inflating their money for the most part, except Japan. Japan's overdoing it. A couple other places like South Korea as well, they're overdoing it. Yeah, so I wouldn't worry so much in comparison to other currencies. And, another thing too is a lot of people talking about inflation, like, it can be, I've gotten a lot of questions from random people, also from people that I coach a bit, and they're like, okay, what's the best place to put my money? If the dollar is inflating, it's losing value, like what currency should I put it in? And to me, it's the best thing to do right now is to just keep holding it, keep holding cash, and just stay ready, get ready. Because I was actually Ricardo and I were talking about this on Monday, how the gains that you will make from buying something when it's like, let's say Bitcoin, for instance, or gold or anything as it goes down, and we get to that point where it looks like a really good buy. The returns when you buy at that awesome time, at that perfect, that beautiful time, the gains you'll make over time are going to be way greater than anything you would have lost due to inflation. So the best thing you could do is just kind of be patient with your money. And of course, we're trading, but always, make sure you have money ready to buy the dip. No matter how low it goes, you should always have cash ready to buy the dip. So what that means is that you never really should be going all in. At my most in anything out of anything that I bought, sold, traded, whatever, crypto has been the one that I've gone the most in on all my cash. And still at most, I was like 90% in, which is still pretty good, but never 100%. I always have money ready to buy the dip. And when I'm 90%, I wouldn't really use the rest. So want to have ammo, always want to have ammo. So what does that mean? If you don't have ammo right now to get ready to buy, then I would say it's a good idea to sell, even if it is at a loss, because things are going to go lower. Yes, we might bounce a little bit. Bitcoin's at a beautiful, beautiful support level, which is the all-time high, previous all-time high of 2017. And we have tested it beautifully. Did we hit 20,000? Let's see. Yeah, 20,100. I'm looking at the 4-hour here. I'm not seeing any strong signs of bounce, so I don't think it'll hold. We'll probably bounce a little bit. These daily candles that you see are slowing down, so we could probably get some sideways stuff. But I know Bitcoin wants like 12 to 13K for sure. Probably wants 3,500. Why? Well, let's look here. I'm gonna go to Twitter. Actually, I couldn't find this tweet last time, but MicroStrategy. If you guys aren't in the crypto space, Michael Saylor is the guy that runs MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is a Bitcoin hedge fund, basically. He's a founder of it, and it was like the first, I don't know, or second, one of the first that was approved by the SEC in the US for people to invest in Bitcoin. And they literally only invest in Bitcoin. And he tweeted a while ago that basically they have a little bit of leverage, MicroStrategy does, and their liquidation price is $3,500. They have other collateral, so they will never get liquidated. Michael Saylor's a genius, and he'll raise funds, and it's all good. But that means to me though that people would still probably try, especially because he was public on that information. And so I would not be surprised if Bitcoin goes all the way to 3,500. So right now we're not definitely, I wouldn't be buying really, like, unless your strategy is dollar cost average, you know, investing a little bit over time to watch it grow and, you know, over years and years. But then great, of course, right now is a beautiful level to buy because of the support level. But if you're trading it, definitely not. It's like a time to wait. When we're trading anything, we don't want to trade against the trend. Like, I have failed so many times trying to catch the bottoms, and there's some beautiful times where I have caught like perfect bottom on some things, but it's so rare, like 1 out of 50 trades or 100 trades even. And compare that to the amount of times that I tried to buy the bottom and ended up getting stopped out because it wasn't the bottom. Like, it's not worth it. I've lost way more than I've ever made. So we want to buy when for me personally, when I'm looking at, okay, crypto or anything else, when do we actually want to get into a buy? When is the actual bottom? Well, it's not when it looks like we bottomed. It's when not only did we bottom, but then we started the new trend. So we started to make a higher high, right? And we retested the previous high. So we want to get in as we are already moving up. So that means that a good trader is probably not going to catch the absolute bottom, okay, or the absolute tops. So, you know, also the time to sell is not exactly when it goes down, because in an upward movement, let's go back to the chart to look at this. See, for me, I didn't actually sell, like, as much as I would have liked to sell at 69,000. I really didn't start selling until like right here, like 54,000, and definitely right here around like 48 to 50,000. That's when I started to get out of a lot of things, because that was when it was actually clear that we were in a downtrend. Otherwise, really what it was is when we broke this low here, which was 57,000. So here here's a low, higher low, right? So until we've broken that trend, we don't really know that we're moving down. And so that for me wasn't until about 58,000 where we could kind of see that. So yeah, I still expected us. I bought a few times expecting us to bounce, and we didn't. So I ended up selling a lot, but it's all good. Yeah. So we want to wait till we start an uptrend again, which we're definitely not an uptrend whatsoever. As much as I'd like to say, you know, hey, Bitcoin 20,000, everyone buy, like, nah, we've gone down. I don't know how much percent, like 60% or something. I don't know the math, probably more. We could go down another 80, 90, you know, easy. So, okay, let me go back to Forex. I'm bouncing all over. Oh, I want to finish the thought. MicroStrategy, told you guys about them. They tweeted their liquidation price. If you guys haven't seen, there is, what is it? 2AC or 3 Arrows Capital? Is it 3 Arrows Capital? Yeah, 3 Arrows Capital. 3 Arrows Capital is a crypto fund. They are, Zusu is one of the founders of 3 Arrows Capital. They're a big crypto hedge fund also. They trade a lot of crypto and allow investors. They were over leveraged, rumors have it, and they might be getting liquidated, and this is in the billions. So let's see right here, 3 Arrows Capital exchange through 30,000 ETH through, no, this isn't tweet. Just kind of following, it's like different people posting about it on crypto Twitter. So not only them, but if you guys also heard Celsius, they halted withdrawals and deposits and all of it. Celsius is a big fund, and that's crazy. So it goes back to the statement with crypto. If you don't, not your statement with crypto, if you don't, not your keys, not your coins, basically. So Coinbase, Celsius, any wallet, any exchange, I should say, not any wallet, any exchange. If you're holding your crypto on there, most likely. So Binance, Coinbase, Celsius, wherever you're from, any exchange. If you don't actually have your private keys, you don't actually own your crypto. Coinbase, if they were to ever go bankrupt, I highly doubt that they will because they're publicly traded, they're backed up by the SEC, all this stuff. But it is in their terms and conditions that if they needed to, they are able to take anyone's assets that holds their money there to use it towards whatever they would need to in case of a bankruptcy. So that means don't actually own your coins. So a great wallet that I love is Exodus. Exodus, you own your keys. I hold some crypto there, hold a decent amount of crypto there. I also use Trust Wallet. That's a good one. And that's really where I hold most of my stuff. And Phantom, of course. I have a lot of money on my Phantom. I have a few Phantom wallets. So yeah, the thing is, the reason why I'm mentioning this is because if these massive, we're talking 10 to $100 billion companies are potentially going bankrupt or at least getting close to it, that means that crypto is going to go down even lower. And that's part of why it moved down. So this is all stuff that needs to happen because these are people who are doing things that are not contributing really to the space. They're leveraging, they're borrowing money, they're artificially inflating prices on things. And so this is super healthy for the space in the long term. So anyway, yep, that's what I think. A lot of thoughts on crypto, but heading down. So we go back to Forex because Forex is always going to be up and down, up and down, up and down. We'll always have opportunity consistently here. So as crypto's going down, we're waiting for that long-term trade, which in my opinion, that's the best way to trade crypto is day trading. I personally just haven't seen a lot of success with it. It's the swing, like the long-term investment and just paying attention to the same chart patterns that we talk about, just looking at the monthly though, and the weekly, even the yearly chart in crypto. So, okay, Forex, let's see what we got. So I'm initially going in on a daily British pound, Japanese yen. We've been in this uptrend. I kind of mentioned this stuff earlier. So in this chart specifically, it's a kind of a no trade zone. We're clearly at a little bit of a potential support level. Not only my pretty diagonal green line, but also I can see line here. See, we saw support, kind of got some resistance, resistance, and we're at that again, potentially getting support. So let's see. Looks like it's going to go lower. To me, though, I don't see much of a trade. I don't know. We'll see. I just don't see the pattern now. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, weekly, it could go down to that moving average. This is a strong weekly candle. We got 2 days and 5 hours left in this weekly candle. So, yeah, let's wait. Let's see what happens. Because look, last time we touched the moving average, we bounced up pretty strong. So we'll wait and see. USD JPY on the weekly looks beautiful. This is where I would look for a trade. It looks beautiful for a sell, but once again, 2 days, 5 hours left in this close. So I would wait. To me, this would be a test of both the top Bollinger Band and this where I have resistance level. It's a resistance level because last time we were here in 2002, we rejected off it real hard, went down. So but as you guys saw, we looked at the dollar looks strong in its own index. The Japanese yen looks really weak. So do I think that resistance level will hold? I don't know. It doesn't look like it. So we'll see. Look at last time we hit it. We went sideways for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks before we actually went down. So, something like that could happen. So to me, it's a wait. That the good trade will be, of course, we can check the daily and the 4 hour to find more of a short-term trade, but I would rather see on the high time frame because the daily and the 4 hour, it's going to be, if we can confirm, if we can match these time frames up, oh yeah, weekly's going to go down. Oh yeah, daily's going to go down. They all look good. Then why not get into a trade? Even if we find it on the 4 hour, it's like, yeah, we traded on the 4 hour, but we could turn this potential 1 to 2 day trade into like a multiple week trade because that's what the weekly chart is doing. So it's like getting it on the shorter time frame and then letting it ride in the long time frame. Those ones are always fun. So, okay, waiting, for that. So Euro USD, it looked like a good sell. A little bit yesterday, or not yesterday, but yeah, a couple days ago, obviously. We're at this support level since we bounced up here last time. Doesn't mean we're going to hold because we're in this heavy downtrend, and every bounce we end up going lower. So that's kind of what I might expect here. However, also knowing pretty obviously that an inverted hammer like this is a reversal candle. Plus, we're at the bottom Bollinger Band. Plus, we're pretty close to a support level. So I don't want to buy because to me, if we go up, it might just be a retest, and then we go lower. However, if we don't break below this previous support level, then maybe we go higher. I do like also on the argument of looking for a buy. We can notice that for the most part, every bounce we've had, I don't know, actually, I was going to say right here, we stopped, we came up a little bit and then we went down lower. Like this bounce, then right here, we came down, went up a little bit and then went lower. This bounce was a lot stronger than the last two bounces, but I would say that it's about the same as this one. So I wouldn't trust it too much for us to move higher. So we'll see. No trade zone just because yesterday's candle. We can't make a decision off the candle of today, but if we engulf yesterday's daily candle, then it's more likely to go down. But even so, if a strong wick upward like this after a strong downward movement, especially two in a row, that can be a sign of reversal. So that means that we're getting some buying pressure, like we didn't have any wicks on any of these candles moving down until now. So waiting on that. GBP USD, not a location to buy, but we moved down. So could be to buy, not a good location to get in to sell. But we just broke this low here, and right here we've broken it, and it kind of looks like we've retested. Let's go to the 4-hour. See, look, the 4-hour we've retested it. So if we're trading on the 4-hour, potentially you could get into a sell. I'd want to see more confirmation because we bounced off of this bottom band. See how we were closing outside of the band pretty easily. We bounced, and then this time we couldn't close outside of the band. Also, I see the Bollinger Bands are heading in towards each other. So I do think we're going to go lower. So let's watch this one. But for me, right at this moment, it's not an entry because we're so far down, especially on the daily. So just the fact that we've already bounced a little bit. Yes, the candle is still open here on the daily, but it's not a continuation candle. At the moment, it's a bounce. It's a bullish candle, even though it's not like a strong bullish candle saying, hey, we're reversing here. It's definitely a place that we should wait. So pending, yeah. This weekly also broken the low. So our time to enter is not usually towards the bands, it's towards the moving average. But yeah, let's see. Hourly, we're above the moving average. So if you're doing more short time trading, I would watch the hour, maybe the 15-minute, but I would be looking just for sells for sure on GBP USD. I personally probably, after charting right now, I probably won't even look at charts again. I don't even know if I'll look tonight. I'm just going to do some other things. I got to get my motorcycle fixed and all that today. So yeah, we'll see. By the way, if you're in Tulum, which only one of you is in Tulum right now, but Hannah will be later. Ricardo, yes. If you need a motorcycle repair, don't go to Mushimoto's. I took my motorcycle in there and came out with more problems than I dropped it off with. So and they never fixed the original problems they band-aided it. It was fixed for a day and then so anyways, taking it somewhere else. The bike's so bad now that I'm just having someone come pick it up. I'm not even anyway, you guys don't care too much about that, but don't use Mushimoto's until that's all I'm saying. Okay, so GBP USD, we're waiting. Gold looks like a similar chart. GBP USD, it's kind of let's wait. We're not at a level that we want to get into a sell yet, but yes, Nick, never go in there. Good. You should come to Tulum, but not Mushimoto's. So we'll see about this other place. So yeah, gold anyway, same thing, kind of for me, it's a waiting. The 4 hour though looks like you could wait for this close here in about 40 minutes, but we just retested the moving average, which also looks like it's a pretty solid resistance level here. So if you want to get into more of a scalp short-term trade, then what I would say is watch the hourly chart, wait till we, wait till if we break below the moving average here. And if we break below the moving average, then we're good. Which actually, I just got a message from the guy picking my bike up. Let's see what he said.
Hey, brother, I'm very close from your place, so I'm gonna be there in 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Okay, buenísimo, bro. I'll be outside. There's 2 gates. You have to enter the main gate, and then when you get to my road, there's 1 more gate. So, yeah, I'll go outside here in like 3 minutes and wave down. Okay, so you heard the man. I'm gonna have to go here soon. So let's do a speed analysis of the rest of it. So right now, what are we looking at? I'm waiting on you. So here on TradingView, I like to put little flags for potential trades. Of course, you guys know you can put reminders or you can put notifications. So here, if I was watching for gold for a potential short-term sell, I'm gonna wait to go under this small time frame. Oh dang it, I got sand on my feet. Oh, I hate when I bring sand in the house. I love clean floors. Let's talk about what we love. What I would say is let's put a notification below. So if we break this low, see here we have an upward impulse, a downward movement, support, and then another upward impulse. I would want to see us overtake this upward movement before we get into a sell. So I would put a little notification here. So add an alert. I have it. So I get it on my phone. My alerts from TradingView. It's connected. And we'll watch for that. British pound, Australian dollar. Heck yeah, dude, I'm riding it and feeling good. I would same thing here. This is a great sell and a great long-term higher time frame sell. Like I'm doing this based off weekly and daily chart. So I would just wait for a solid retest. You guys know what retests look like, most of you. Some of you might still need some practice, but wait for a solid retest and then let's go. So let's go. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you, bro. Nick's awesome, guys. You guys are all awesome. Everybody in the group, I'm really grateful for everyone in the signal. Also, Brandon, he's the one that just joined recently. He's amazing too. Him and I had like a 2-hour conversation, our first little coaching call. He's been in crypto now for about 5 years. He hasn't really traded, but he's been watching and so conscious, so aware. So I really love the group that we got going and trust me, guys, I have full intentions. Like I'm doing this stuff forever. I'll be in charts forever. I'll be talking about charts, be coaching on it forever. So I have a lot of cool things that I have in mind. I want to throw specific like Ascended Trader events, invite everybody and we'll do it all. So a lot of cool stuff, just taking it step by step, and I've committed to a lot of things. I'm realizing that as much as I want to be Superman, I'm not. So I got learning to walk slowly. Okay, British pound versus Canadian dollar. I see a potential bounce here on the weekly. We just this wick here. We have broken lows, but we're also getting close to another support level. To me, no trade zone, just because we're getting so close to this strong support level, at least on the weekly. But on the 4-hour and the daily, if you want to find a sell or if you want to, wait for a sell, looks really good. Same thing on what was it, GBP USD? I think, yeah, GBP USD or Euro USD. We just hit the moving average and we seem to be bouncing down. So, CAD JPY looks like a beautiful sell right now on the short time frame. So hourly, oh yeah, if you guys want a good scalp trade right now, I think this is a beautiful entry right here, right now on British or CAD JPY. So this is something that I'd watch in the 15-minute 1 hour, but very clearly we just broke the lows. So you see, we're going to bounce a little bit and then we're definitely going to head down lower. So how low could we go? This is where I would check the daily, and simply here on the daily, we could test this moving average. There's a chance we could even break through because we have that resistance level that we rejected off of. We haven't touched that since 2014 and we went down low. So we could go even lower than the moving average, but at minimum, that's a good scalp. If I had the time to watch the charts over the next couple hours, I would literally get into a sell right now and it would look like this. You see here, short position, stop loss above the moving average here on the hourly. And then my take profit is going to be right at the moving average on the daily. So literally just like this, go down to it. Bing. This is what my trade would look like. Knowing that we could bounce, I maybe move the stop loss a little higher just to give it some space. But yeah, it's like a 1.7, 1.8 trade. If you want to do yourself even better, then wait for a solid retest on like the 5 and the 15 minute. That's a beautiful trade. So cool. Euro odd. I'm not really doing that one right now. Doesn't look the best. And it looks like I've analyzed the rest of them. Yeah, Euro odd looks like we're going to go a little lower, but yeah, not a location that I want to make a trade right now. So, oh, on the daily though, sells look really good. If the daily closes like this, this could be on Euro Australian dollar. This could be an amazing sell. Stop loss above the highs. Maybe, let's see. Not an amazing sell, but a decent one. 1.7 risk to reward. So we'll see. What would I need to see? I want to see that daily close, potentially a little retest on the 1 hour, 4 hour. Yeah, lots of sells we see. So, okay, that's what I got, guys. I'm going to go. This guy's going to show up really soon. So sending love to every single one of you. Peace, love, joy, abundance, all of it. Yeah, I'll post this as a recording. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.